Welcome to I Love Literature. I'm here to talk about Oliver Goldsmith's view on national prejudice. This is a very commonly asked question to write on Oliver Goldsmith's view on national prejudice. Now, we know that Oliver Goldsmith has employed a narrator who wears the mask of a traveler. Now, behind the mask of that traveler, we come to know Oliver Goldsmith's views on English society, on English people. Now, in the very first paragraph, Oliver Goldsmith, the narrator, makes it clear to us that national prejudice is a political stance. Read that paragraph carefully again, you will realize, you will come to know that he says, being being national prejudice is actually a political stance that people take. He also tells us that English people, so called well dressed, so called civilized, and well educated people, have nothing but an air of self importance. They consider themselves so important that they happen to be national prejudice of that country. Now, English nationals look down upon Dutch, French, Spanish people. They cannot praise anybody else except themselves. So you can't expect them to praise anybody else, and that shows their short-sightedness. And then we also realize that because they cannot praise anybody else, they only praise themselves. They are so boastful about themselves, they are so conceited, they are so condescending. And because if you read the essay, you realize that they think that they themselves are so generous, so kind, and brave. And this is actually an irony, because if they are so kind and generous, then how do they not see anything good in other people? Kind people, generous people find something good, can are capable, actually they are capable of seeing some good qualities in others. But these English people think all other people are bad except them. Now, remember one thing: in this particular essay, our writer clear cut says this clear cut that English people are pseudo patriot. They are nothing but pseudo patriot. Now, the traveler talks very reasonably. He wants to make a tour. Actually, the writer tells our English people that go travel Europe, travel the world, and after that make judgment. Do not make judgment sitting in a closed room, sitting in a pub or a coffee house. Don't do that. Okay. To know this world, to know citizens of the world, you need to travel, you need to talk to people, see their habits, observe them, and then only you can have any judgment about them. Now, national prejudice makes you blind, as so that's why it is ridiculous. So according to Oliver Goldsmith, national prejudice is ridiculous. Why? Because it does no good to you. You become boastful, you become self-conceited, you become blind, you are short-sighted, you cannot see anything good in others. That's why it is not healthy at all. He shows all of us are general inhabitant of the globe, or members of the grand society of this humanity. So we, all of us, are general inhabitant of the globe. And this bigger, he wants English people to accept this bigger truth, and also realize this bigger truth. Okay, and thereafter he says national prejudice not only found among poor and uneducated people but also among elite and educated class. This mind is infected, so their mind is actually infected with national prejudice. When somebody's mind is infected with national prejudice, that means mind of English people mind of English people is diseased. They have a diseased mind which they need to cure. How they will cure it? By going around, by traveling, by meeting people of different nationality, and thereafter they will realize that where do they stand, what kind of opinion they should have for others. So that's what writer means here. A mind infected with national prejudice is vulgar and has no right to claim himself a gentleman. So a mind which is infected with national prejudice is vulgar and has no right to claim himself a gentleman. So a man who has national prejudice is not a gentleman, because then that man will only think good about himself and bad about other people. Okay, so that's what writer says here. A man without any merit in himself boasts of national prejudice. Very important line. A man who does not have merit of his own will only boast of his country. If you have some good thing about yourself, see, good people only make a good nation. And here writer is showing us that how hollow their nationalism is, because they themselves are not good. Okay, so this hollowness is shown to us by the writer. Now, national prejudice is a gross fallacy and delusion. That's what our writer says to us. National prejudice must be eradicated for the good health of the nation. For the good health of any nation, we should eradicate national prejudice. And national prejudice is actually that termite which can let any country, which cannot let any country flourish in perfect health and vigor. That's what writer says here, that if any country is infected by national prejudice, then that country will never be friendly with others. That country will always look down upon others. They will be so boastful of themselves that they will only have enemies around themselves. Imagine you speaking bad about everybody around you. Then what will happen? Who will love you? Nobody will love you. All of them will become your enemies. So that is not good for general health of this world. And writers, this writer Oliver Goldsmith want everybody to live peacefully. He wants to eradicate this individualism. And you eradicate why does he want to eradicate individualism? Because he is a social being. He's very social. That's what he tells us in the very first paragraph. Okay, so being a citizen of world makes us outgrow this individualism. And these are the points which we get after reading this essay. This is the notion of Oliver Goldsmith on national prejudice. Thank you for listening. Keep watching I Love Literature.